Hi everybody, it's Christina from Pretty Distressed. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making over this secretary hutch. This is a thrift flip. I found this at the thrift store and it's actually going to be my birthday present to myself because today is my 40th birthday. So if you want to see how I paint and make over this hutch for my birthday present, just keep watching. Before we jump into today's project, I have just a couple of announcements. My first announcement, in case you missed it in last week's video, I just launched my first online furniture painting course. It has all the specifics of furniture painting and the basics broken down into easy to understand modules, and it's still for sale for that really great launch price of $19, and that's gonna last till October 5th. So get in before then because the price is gonna go up after October 5th. I'll leave that link down in the description box. I also launched a monthly giveaway and hashtag over on my Instagram profile, and how this is going to work is as you create pieces of furniture, you can throw them up on Instagram and tag them Pretty Distressed Inspired. I'm gonna see all those hashtags, all those beautiful pieces of furniture roll in. I'm gonna be sharing them on my stories. And as soon as you tag a piece of furniture, you are gonna be entered in that monthly giveaway. And I'm just gonna be giving away some of my favorite things that I love to use for furniture painting. And for October, the giveaway is gonna be a Zebra Details paintbrush kit. So this has some of my favorite brushes and comes with a cute little zip up bag. So head over to Instagram and start tagging your pieces. Okay, that's it for announcements. Let's go ahead and jump into today's project. Here is my piece that I'm going to be working on today. I got this at the Habitat for Humanity Restore. I paid $150 for this, which is too expensive if I was going to be reselling it, but I actually want to keep this one for myself. I've always wanted to refinish a secretary hutch, and when I saw this, I was so excited about it that I overlooked that it had a broken foot. I didn't realize this until I got it home, but I found a really easy way to fix it, but it's kind of a process, so I'm going to save that for a separate video coming soon. I knew I wanted to change out the hardware, so I started by removing all of that and cleaning it with a degreaser, wiping it off with some water, and then I filled those holes. I have really been loving this quick wood epoxy putty to fill holes. You mix it up to make the compound start hardening, and then you can stick it really easily in the holes and you don't have to put layer upon layer of filler. So this gets the job done quickly for me. While that was drying, I went ahead and marked my holes and drilled the holes for the new knobs I'm going to be putting on. I'm also mixing up some Bondo wood filler to repair some chipped veneer I have on the piece. This is what I use to repair the foot, and like I told you, I'm going to be bringing you a bonus video very shortly about this whole process of repairing this foot. To get this putty all set up to work, you combine the two parts and mix it up to be uniform. This stuff dries super fast and it gets really hard, so you have to work with it quickly and work in small batches, but this was perfect because I had some really big gouges on my drawers. This is really quick drying, just like the wood epoxy, so all this stuff was ready to sand in 20 minutes. So I'm using my Festool sander and I put my foam attachment on here because this drawer is really curvy, and I just have a 120 sandpaper and I'm going to sand down everything smooth. If you're wondering why I've laid this piece on its back, it's because I had to remove the feet to repair them, and it was just easier to work with it laid down this way. So I vacuumed all my dust and the cobwebs and stuff off because it's been in the garage, and I decided to remove this top because it was really easy to come off, and I decided to remove this inlay. I know some people are going to be upset about this, but I just wanted it to, look old, but I didn't want it to be so fancy because it's just not going to fit in my house because my house isn't super fancy. My house is super casual. So here's what it looks like with the inlay out. I decided to keep the glass for now, even though I normally rip the glass out of all my stuff. And I scuff sanded all the drawers just to make the paint kind of adhere to them evenly. I'm just cleaning off my piece with a TSP cleaner. I'm using my Dixie Belle White Lightning because you guys know that I love that. I cleaned the drawers and took them out and cleaned the frame really well, and then I wiped everything down with clean water. Very, very important to rinse your soap off before you start painting. And the last thing I did was take these little, I don't know what they're called. They're little like plate holders, and I knew I wasn't going to put plates in here, so I didn't need those, and they were really cheap wood, so I just ripped them out. I am going to prime this whole thing with a bin Zinsser shellac. This is shellac based. It's going to stop bleed through. This is really red stain, and I'm guessing this was built, to my best of knowledge, in the 50s, and that stuff just bleeds to high heaven, you guys. And this thing bled so much, in fact, that I had to do 3 coats in any part that I had sanded. It just really opened up that stain, and I had to do 3 coats of primer in there. That is super abnormal, so just know that. I apply this with a foam roller that I can throw out. You can also use fabric nap ones. I just had foam ones, so that's what I used. I put it on with a roller anywhere I can, and if there's any area that I can't reach, I just use a chip brush. Because this is shellac based, you need ammonia to clean it up, so I usually just throw the stuff out when I'm done. This thing smelled pretty funky too, and this stuff blocks odors, so it was good that I had to use it. I'm just not happy that I had to do 3 coats. The good news is that the stuff dries pretty quickly, so you can recoat it after about 45 minutes. So much prep. Okay, I'm finally ready to paint. I'm going to be starting with Jolie Paints Gesso. No, it's not Gesso, it's Gesso. It's Gesso White. And you actually say it Jolie instead of Jolie, but you know, I try. I do my best, you guys. I'm going to be applying this with my Natural Bristle brush by Jolie. This is their signature brush. This is the small one. And as you can see, I watered my paint down a little bit like I always do, sprayed my brush a little bit. And I'm just applying this in a classic, basic way that I apply chalk-like paint like this, just in every direction. I'm going to get really full coverage with this because I have put that primer down and I want to have a little bit of texture in there just to give it some interest, and because this is an old piece, I decided to use that finish on the shelves. I did do 2 coats of this, letting it dry 20 minutes in between each coat. And now for the rest of the piece, I am going to be using Fusion again this week, and the color is called Sacred Sage, but I'm going to be applying it with a natural bristle brush because I want to get some texture, not a lot of texture. I just want to see brush strokes because, again, this is an old piece and it's going in my home, and that is like just what my style is personally. Last week when I applied this, I used a synthetic brush and it was super smooth, but they do say on their website you can use a natural bristle brush if you want to get more of like an old world look. So that's what I am trying to do today, and I wanted to see how this paint was going to perform with a natural bristle brush. If you didn't watch my video last week, I tried Fusion for the first time and I really love it. It is so smooth. You don't have to water it down at all. As you notice, I did not water this down. I want to make that really clear because you're not supposed to add water to this. It has natural pigments. It's acrylic, so you don't have to top coat it, which I wanted to save a little bit of time this week since I was so behind on this project, and not having to top coat this is definitely going to save me, and I'm going to be able to have this done on time. And it dries down to a beautiful matte finish, which I love. And I don't have anything green in my home, nor have I ever really done like a neutral green color like this before, and this was just beautiful. So I grabbed this out of my closet, and this was the color for this piece. This is a secretary desk, and there's a cute little desk behind this panel, but I am not going to be refinishing that today because I am not going to actually use the desk portion, and I don't really know what I want to do with that yet, so I'm just leaving that alone for now. Maybe that will be another video. I switched to my zebra square brush to get into all the little details on this foot, and this is my foot that I repaired. Can you tell? It looks awesome! This paint takes 2 hours to dry. I was really happy with the coverage because of the primer that I put down, so I did a second coat and that is all I needed. Like I mentioned, you do not have to seal this paint, so I won't be sealing this piece today, and since I'm not sealing the piece, I decided not to seal the shelves today because I'm not sure if I want to use a wax or a clear coat. I'm just not sure, and since I'm keeping this, I'm just going to think about it a little while longer. And I took the piece off the casters and put them up on my little painter's pyramid so that I could get the feet really well. So I let everything dry and brought it in, and I'm going to be putting on my knobs. These are from Hobby Lobby and I did not like that decorative piece on there, so I took it off, and look how cute they look now. It goes perfectly with the piece. So I'm just going to apply these and then put my doors back on and I'm gonna be done. I kept the original hardware for the doors and just used a little bit of that gesso white paint to make them white. Just to remind you, here is what my thrift store piece looked like at the beginning, and here it is now. Happy birthday to me. I really love this sweet little piece. It's just so simple, but it still has a lot of charm with that texture that I put in the paint, and it's just gonna fit in beautifully in my home. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you for spending my birthday with me. Next week I will stop talking about my birthday, I promise. I am gonna take next week off. I'm going on vacation. I haven't taken a break in a long time, but I will be back the following week with another project. Thanks for being here, you guys, and I will see you next time.